What's up, sons? It's Blind Red with Son of a Tech once again, and welcome back to yet another Should You Upgrade to LOLMiner video. Yes, this one's a little late, and it's covering LOLMiner 1.36a, which released 3 days ago. And basically, I was a little bit busy with taking care of some stuff around the family and home life and all of that, so we didn't really get to it until today. We did go over the patch notes in the crypto mining morning show, which you definitely should check out if you would like to watch live and some content live covering crypto mining, basically news and updates for, of course, whatever the day is. It's Monday through Friday, 10:45 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. East Coast, and for the West Coast, that is going to be 7:45 a.m. to 8:45 a.m. We'll get into the details for the LOLMiner version 1.36 right after a word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Crypto.com. Crypto.com is my go-to centralized exchange for liquidating my crypto assets. With their Crypto.com Visa debit card, I can load up my mined Ethereum to pay for power and other operating costs quickly while earning up to 8% cash back. In addition to the Visa debit card, there are additional fiat options, including wire transfers, to easily receive your profits. Crypto.com also offers additional services, including trading and even staking, to earn additional revenue on your investments. Join 10 million plus users buying and selling 100 plus cryptocurrencies at true cost by using my affiliate link in the description for a $25 funding bonus. Or enter referral code SOAT at sign up for the same bonus. Remember, cryptocurrency investment comes with significant risks, so do your own research. Welcome back. We're going to go over the patch notes, but before we get into them, basically we are within margin of error on the light hash rate cards. We will be going over the specific details though after we cover the patch notes. There's more going on here with this version of LOLMiner than just the LHR unlocks, so that's important to note. So if we hop in here, we have these feature updates: improved ET hash and ETC hash performance on all NVIDIA Turing and Ampere GPUs by 0.3 to 0.7%. Now, unfortunately, this is difficult to test, and while I have applied it to some Hive OS images and tried to see if there was much of a difference, because it's below 1%, that is what I would basically call within margin of errors, so you can't really get a valid set of numbers in my humble opinion. This is their claim, and I am inclined to believe their claim, but I don't think that they could even provide valid testing data to prove this claim. All right, that's my humble opinion on this. Let's move on though. Feature updates: decreased rate of stale shares on NVIDIA Turing and Ampere GPUs. Now that can be tested a little bit better over a long period of time. If you would like that test data, let me know. We can set it up versus a 1.35 LOLMiner, and that would be kind of fun to do. Modified LHR auto tuning to use finer steps, 0.2 instead of 1. Also, when the miner is more than 2 hours stable on its current settings and a lock appears, the card will unlock again, but the tuning will not be reduced. Now, this is also something that's going to take a long, extended period of time to test on a light hash rate GPU, because what you want to see is essentially how much that improves your hash rate on the pool. And this could be very, very relevant for light hash rate GPUs, because if it keeps retuning or just tuning it down automatically every time it kind of has an issue, then, you know, you're going to end up with less and less hash rate and kind of have to manually restart the miner. This, in theory, should prevent that. However, it is something that would be more of a long-term test, in my humble opinion. New parameter, and the switch is --LHR wait n, will set the miner to wait n seconds until the light hash rate detection and calibration gets active. Allows to wait for systems with delayed memory overclock settings. Here are the fixes. They fixed a potential crash between switching between cached ETH and ZIL DAG on NVIDIA cards. They fixed a bug where worker name got lost on easel.me mining pools. They fixed a bug causing rare defect shares on LHR cards. 1.36a, which is an update actually from 1.36, fixed a bug causing no light hash rate unlock to normal speeds after epoch change. And 1.36a fix reverted some light hash rate kernels to a specification more similar to what is in 1.35. These are default in Windows and on RTX 3080 on Linux. Other cards can request this kernels by using the LHR-Tune switch W-Auto or W-Tune number in case of the default is unstable. Okie doke, so there are the patch notes. I think there's definitely a lot of work being done here on LOLMiner. I have found it to be one of my more favorite ones for the click and go setups on mining, where I want something reliable that works for AMD and NVIDIA and light hash rate GPUs. It's a great mixed card miner, and I'm always excited to see improvements from them. That being said, today's not as exciting, unfortunately, because, well, like I said, we're within margin of error over NBMiner. But before we get into the specifics, let's go ahead and talk about the test bench. Test bench is going to be an Intel i9-12900K that we did test on Raptorium, so if you're interested in that, go check that video out. It also has basically, or is paired with, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 memory clocked at 5200 megahertz, and everything is running on Windows 11, which is on an NVMe drive from Sabrent, which is the Sabrent Rocket PCIe 4.0 NVMe. The power supply is going to be the EVGA Supernova P2 1000 watt power supply to make sure that we have good clean power going to the GPUs that we are testing. And those GPUs today, like always, are going to be 3060s. We have a revision 1 and a revision 2. In GPU slot 0, we have a PNY revision 2 GPU, and that one is running a single 8-pin PCIe power adapter. And then in slot GPU 1, we have the MSI revision 1 RTX 3060, and that has a 8-pin and a 6-pin additional PCIe power as I glance over at the rig. Now, let's talk about the numbers. The previous champ, as always, NBMiner 3.97 is the latest version. They seem to come out with the unlocks first and seem to be what everybody else is copying. Today, the PNY on that one was showing 30.27 megahash a second, while on the MSI it was showing 31.13 megahash a second with no overclocks. The LOLMiner version 1.36a with no overclock on the PNY had a hash rate of 30.04 megahash a second, and on the MSI had a hash rate of 30.35 megahash a second. If we take a look at the overclock numbers, I have set both GPUs to plus 1300 megahertz on the memory and have not messed with power. This is due to basically just wanting to make sure that everything stays the same, and we're really looking for how much it's unlocking. And 1300 megahertz overclock on the 3060 is what I would call achievable almost across the board. I'm pretty sure across the board at this point. A lot of people can get them up to like plus 1600. Your mileage will vary. I tried to do something that I think everybody can achieve. On NBMiner, the PNY got 36 megahash a second, while on the MSI it got 37.02 megahash a second. And then on LOLMiner, we got the PNY clocking in at 35.28 megahash a second, and on the MSI clocking in at 35.87 megahash a second. So the question is, should you upgrade to LOLMiner 1.36a? And it really comes down to if you're running and it really comes down to whether or not you're running NVIDIA GPUs that are touring an Ampere in a rig, in which case you can get that 0.3% to 0.7% hash rate improvement supposedly. And how well you think, of course, the auto tuner is going to work now that it has that kind of 2-hour limit on it, where it keeps the same unlock rate after 2 hours, or if it's within 2 hours, or after 2 hours, sorry, excuse me. And that could be beneficial. That's going to take some longer term testing. But if you're just looking at the numbers right off the bat, it does look like if you're on NBMiner 3.97, you should just go ahead and stick with that. If you're on LOLMiner earlier than 1.36a, you may want to consider upgrading. All right, so one of the things for 1.36a that people are actually interested in because of my how to mine Ethereum video is going to be how to configure the batch files for this particular setup. And it is a little different, to be fair, so let's go over it. If you have it downloaded, you can basically just, I'm going to show it in folder here, and I'm just going to, you would typically extract it, right? So once you have it extracted, you will have your batch files. And we've gone over how to set up the batch files on the previous versions, and it looks a little bit different. So let's go ahead and kind of review it, right? So if you take a look here, the only things you're looking for is under this begin of user editable part. And that is going to be the pool that you want to mine to with a backup pool and your wallet. And then if you put the dot, you can also name your rig after that. Now I know it can be a little confusing because it looks different than the batch file before and the switches are different, but this is where you set your wallet address. You would paste it in right here. This is where you would name your rig, and this is where you would set whatever pool you want to mine to. By default, it's going to go to 2 miners, and 2 miners isn't a bad option because of their Bitcoin payouts right now. It's really going to be up to you. I wanted to cover this primarily because not a lot of people are aware of how this looks and could be confused from the how-to. Of course, we'll be updating the how-tos on the 1st of January, and that's when we will go through and start to work on how-tos and redoing them for everything from ETH to Firo. Hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe down below, and we will be hitting up more content tomorrow. I'll see you next Tuesday. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to see more. Also, you can check out this playlist for more content talking about cryptocurrency.